My first guest, everyone knows him from Saturday Night Live and movies like Foul Play and Caddyshack. Welcome, please, Chevy Chase. Nice of you to be here. I appreciate that. Let me ask you about working with Goldie Hawn, first of all.
All right, I think if you're a writer, she'll do it with you, yeah?
Pretty much work with you under those circumstances?
With you, not me.
Is that fun? Is she a nice person? Smart?
She's a hell of a high-caliber man. Yeah, she is. She's lovely.
And it was, I mean, interesting?
It was gratuitous.
No fist fights or anything? She's not temperamental?
No, her husband was rough on me. No, she was fine. She was oh, guess what? This is true. A friend of mine, Billy Adler, gave me this. I just flew in on what's called the red eye. For those of you who don't know what that is, I don't either. It's a very late flight at night, and he wanted me to give you this. A gift from him. I don't know much about what that is. I've never seen one or heard of it, but it's called, what is it? A miracle fish. Now, according to the directions here of this thing, what does it say? Put it in your hand.
Place fish in the palm of hand.
Yeah.
And its movement will indicate.
Fish. Yeah.
Yes, fish, yeah. Moving head indicates jealousy.
Right.
Moving tail, indifference.
Mm-hmm.
Moving head and tail.
Wait,
they get the same chart up in the commissary. Moving head and tail indicates in love.
Thank you.
And
but look I mean, seriously.
I like guys like that. They assume you're complimenting them whatever you say, you know. Great weather lately here. Oh, thank you.
My pleasure was all yours.
So what are we going to do with this?
Well, you're going to put it in your hand, and we're going to see if your head or your tail moves. Oops, I'm jealous. You didn't expect this. I know we didn't rehearse the fish bit. Apparently...
No, wait a minute. We had something there.
The show's in the dumper.
The moving tail...
You got me, kid. I don't know about this
I think
either.
the moving tail indicates a very lonely guy. No, indifference.
No, it says indifference.
Whoops, it's coming down.
We'll be maimed. We'll be maimed later.
Moving head and tail, curling sides.
If it says turns over. Then it says fails.
No, I'm just indifferent about the whole thing.
So's the fish.
Yeah. but seriously, in answer to the question now being asked all over this great land, yes, this is network entertainment. Well, that was very nice. That was very nice. That was real nice. Let me ask you, can we get back to this? Because I have a couple of questions. I myself have written for shows.
Sorry to hear it.
It was always kind of an uncomfortable experience because we would spend 6 weeks writing, the producer would come in and say, okay, now what we're going to do. But when you were working on Saturday Night Live as a performer and a writer, I get the feeling that those may have been optimum conditions.
In what sense? As a writer, you mean?
As a writer-performer. It looked like a really fun place to be. Like they were receptive.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. But that was the first year. I mean, I left after the first year, of course, just to get the big bucks in Hollywood. Because it wasn't tiring or anything. And after that, I understand that it just, went downhill.
Really?
The optimum conditions, not the show. The show went uphill.
When you left, and because it was not instant, you didn't leave one day and star in a movie the next day.
No.
Did you ever have any nagging doubts in the back of your mind, thinking, "Oh, I wish I was back in New York, being on TV"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did, but I actually was happy to leave because I was exhausted. The conditions that you speak of, which are optimum, are probably much like yours, which are that you don't sleep. Mm-hmm. You're writing all night and you sleep in a cot somewhere. Yeah. For me, it was wonderful. And that first year was wonderful. It felt that after that year that we all won Emmys, that maybe we'd sort of done what we wanted to do, and that it's not going to be as good anyway next year.
You kind of get the feeling, geez, what's the sense in going on? We've already been the best thing heretofore, so why knock ourselves out?
Well, thank you. Oh, that wasn't it?
No. Let me ask you about the show. Is it an interesting...
Am I wearing a hat? I got it.
the show Saturday Night Live now is at an interesting turning point here. The all-new staff, but yet it's coming back on.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
I don't know yet. I honestly...
Should we try out?
I got a tape up there, yeah.
They seem to work.
And you will be singing, I understand, in a couple of minutes. You mind if I ask you another question about Saturday Night Live?
Very much.
Okay. Where do you buy your shoes, then?
I don't. I borrow them. I lease these. You know, I couldn't find a pair. I arrived about... What happened?
I don't know.
I arrived on the red eye, as I said, and these were given to me on the flight.
Very, very nice.
Boy, are my feet killing me.
When you, do you still keep in touch with those people you started out with on the show?
No, don't like them.
Don't
Yeah,
need
I
them.
do. In fact, I saw Billy Murray recently, and Brian. Well, people don't know Brian as well. He's his brother, and he writes, and he's an actor, too. Belushi I haven't seen in a while, but I think few people have. Unless you want to hunt in Oregon and look for prints. I don't see Danny much. He's hunting in Oregon. And Gilda, I've heard about that whole free bass thing, and I'm sorry for her.
I think let's just point out that may have fallen into the category of joke, huh? Might have been just a joke on Chevy's part.
Well, he wrote it.
Okay, now about your new
Yes,
movies.
I do see.
You do? Okay.
On occasion.
I enjoyed Foul Play a great deal, and you just did another one with Goldie. What is that about?
It's, what's it about, or what's it called?
Either one.
Just what's it about? The hell with the name. It's called Seems Like Old Times. Just tell us about your next
That'd
movie.
be interesting. Yeah, they don't title them. You got to identify them by
There is
plot.
no title,
Yeah,
really. It's just basically the plot. And you sort of hear about it. It's called Seems Like Old Times, and it was written by Neil Simon, the very famous writer. And who is, in fact, a delightful and hilarious man. And
when can we look for that at our local theater?
well, you can't. You have to ask me personally. I guess in December. I'm not supposed to push it because we're on strike.
Okay, all right.
Are
Now, tell us about the song. I was incorrect. It's not from your new album.
Oh, well, in fact, I'm not going to sing a song from my album, and you know why? The album stinks. Let's look at it, won't we? Oh, no, you don't. On this particular album, I do all the voices. It's all music and it's all comedy, and boy, is it funny. The song I'm singing will not be from the album because it's just not that good. In fact, what I'm doing is going to go over to the piano there, which I play by ear, and that's a funny enough thing to see. A jazz pianist named Bill Evans recently passed away, and he was a brilliant man, and there was a song that he wrote called Waltz for Debbie, and a man named Gene Lees wrote the words to it. It's about his niece, Bill's niece, and it's very pretty and sweet, and basically not in my voice range or anything, but the words are nice, and I'm just going to go do it.
Wonderful.
Okay, so go on over there, and I'll wait here.
Chevy Chase, ladies and gentlemen.
As I say, Scotty, is this okay with the mic? Thank you. Basically, this is the way it was written by Bill, and the words were put on later. Okay, Hugh, one. In her own sweet world, populated by dolls and clowns, and a prince and a big purple bear, lives my favorite girl, unaware of the worried frowns that we weary grown-ups all wear. In the sun, she dances to silent music, songs that are spun of gold, somewhere in her own little head. Didn't say I could play. One day, all too soon, she'll grow up and she'll leave her dolls and her prince and her silly old bear. When she goes, they will cry as they whisper goodbye. They will
miss her, I fear, but then so will I.
Chevy Chase. Thank you very much, Chevy. We'll be right back.